Yeah.
puppies, because they are very, very protective, aren't they?
Mm.
And how much more humans that have more they have more ability they have more ability to feel emotional things, have a
Yeah.
bond with. So it's much more into so that men can never. So I think it's a pro because you can never feel
Mm.
that. You can never experience that. You can never know how it feels. Just like you said the other day about being kicked in the crotch. You will never,
Mm.
women will
Did
never
I
know.
say that? Did I say that? I don't think they were the exact words I used. I think I was rather more medically precise than that, wasn't
Right,
I?
okay. Sorry, I was a bit crude there. But so just like women would never know how that feels, men would
Mm.
never ever know how it feels to have a child, to have a
Mm.
bond with a human being. It's another human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely a pro. However, the process might not be so considered a pro, but then
Mm.
the 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 joy or the happiness that comes afterwards sort of sort of feels a
Outweighs.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's sort of I don't know what word to use there, but it sort of covers the pain that they've had.
Mm.
So either way, it's a pro.
It compensates. Yeah, compensates for the
That's the
pain.
word, yeah. Compensates for the
Yeah.
pain.
But I agree with you. I mean, the knowledge, not just at the time of the birth, but
Yeah,
throughout life for the woman, for the mother, and the child, it's an incredible thing, I guess, for a woman
it's
to know, to look at that offspring at any age, baby, toddler, teenager, adult, and think that that human being came out of me. I mean, that,
yeah.
as you rightly say, we can never even begin to grasp
No,
what that must
no.
feel like, which is why there is this amazing, I guess, incredible bond generally between mother and child, and yeah, just the knowledge that you brought into life another human being is quite
Yeah,
fantastic. Maybe, as you say, maybe the actual process of giving birth, where there is clearly some pain. Some women say that it's not too bad, others say it is bad. I guess it depends on the person, but it clearly isn't enough for many people who have children to stop them having any more. And so I think,
no,
in fact, I think women's brains on this are wired so that they remember pain a bit differently to the male, so that it kind of they're more able in surprising ways, really, to cope with very bad pain in a way that perhaps men can't. So yeah, so that's I agree with you. Really, it's a pro, and I expect a lot of women would say that. I mean, the other side of that maybe is in relationships. With couples, some women might say, "Oh, well, men have it easy. We have to think about you know, being careful precautions about not getting pregnant. They can just walk away and we could be left holding the baby." So I guess there are elements like that where, in a sense, the woman will always feel she's got to be very responsible for taking those precautions. But maybe that's another kind of subject. So another one we talked about was sort of related to that women, in fact, this, I guess, would be a negative because we're going to move on now to think about some of those negatives. But the fact that they have that time of the month whereby, an egg is produced, etc., etc. And it's not just produced, etc., etc. And it's not just a physical blood thing, is it? It's a hormonal emotional thing that can affect a woman at that time. So I guess that would be viewed as a negative by many women. I think in the surveys, it certainly suggests that they view it as such. Would you say? Excuse me.
Um, I don't know because there's got to be benefits to it. Um, there's got to be some benefits to it. And I'm talking about health wise. So I would say is a positive or a pro.
A
Uh,
positive, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
well, just to finish off the positive, sorry to interrupt you there.
no,
There are some others. I mean, women, I think we touched on this last week, but just to remind ourselves, we we said that women are cleaner than men, which is probably again part of their almost their maternal instincts, to be careful, to be clean around the new baby and things like that. So probably true that women are cleaner. Um, they are their senses are more finely tuned to various things, and I think we said before that women apparently use both sides of their brain much more in unison, whereas men tend to focus on one side or the other, and that makes them very good at multitasking. I mean, women are known to be good at multitasking, so that would be another, very much a pro, an advantage. And maybe the last one, before we go on to the apparent downside, would be clothing options. And I think we talked about that before, whereby women without judgment can choose to wear masculine or feminine types of apparel, types of clothing, without that judgment or being laughed at or viewed as strange. Whereas, short of declaring Scottishness or maybe Irishness, a man can't sort of wear a dress or a skirt. Some do if that's their inclination, but they do so with the risk, I guess, of being ridiculed perhaps by some. So I think women have much easier to express how they're feeling through their clothing options, what they choose to wear on a particular day. They've got a vast range of things they can do to express their personality, their mood, that just any part of what they're thinking, really. Whereas with us guys, I suppose we're limited to sort of a suit, trousers, jeans, shorts, and that's pretty much it. So that's one comparison, the clothing options between the two, that probably many women would say is an advantage. So yeah, they're the. Can you think of any other advantages we mentioned?